Welcome to Overtime with Jared P. and Johnny O. Very excited. Episode 64, NFL Power 5 Power Rankings. I think this year has been different Power 5 every single week. Johnny, don't you think?
It seems like it. It really does. I mean, you just don't know. The NFL week to week, I think the NFL likes it that way.
It's definitely intriguing for sure. And then we're going to do our top 3 MVP candidates so far, and the World Series has been set. Johnny O's a big baseball player, college baseball player. We'll get his inside info, who he thinks will win, and the keys to the World Series.
And let's remember, this is Sports-tober, man. Let's get a little enthusiasm going here, man. We got to get kind of pumped up. I was a little down this morning, too many appointments at work, this and that. Now it's lunchtime, and let's talk NBA, Major League Baseball, hockey, football, golf, even that other goofy sport, soccer. I mean, is that still a sport? Yes. I mean, it's the best time of year right now.
Yeah, you told me about Sports-tober last year, and I had never heard that. And you're right. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, our NFL Power 5. Mine is different, a little bit different than last week. I'll start at number 5. I have to put the Seattle Seahawks at number 5.
Wow.
For the first time ever. They're on the West Coast. They're not the 49ers. They're not the Rams. They're not the Chargers. People don't talk about them. They have a retread quarterback in Sam Darnold. Although after his year in Minnesota, people are like, oh, he's actually pretty good, but maybe it was a fluke. Not a fluke. They have a solid offense, running game. They have a great receiver. I can't say his name. He had 138 yards or so receiving last night. And Sam Darnold, he's minimized mistakes. He had one bad one last night that cost him 6 points, but he's been better at that. And I really like. They're a solid team. They're 5-2. I have them at number 5.
I like it, and well deserved because they're playing good football. My number 5 is the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, they were not in my 5 last week.
Shocking.
They are starting to look like a football team again. Their last 2 games, they beat the Lions, 30-17. That was a big win. And that got me thinking. And that, obviously got you thinking because you put them, in your 5 last week.
I had them at number 1 last week.
You had them at number 1.
Yeah, because you and Jerry Phillips were like, no way. Yeah.
Are they still going to broadcast us after that, man? Oh, my God. And then they beat the Raiders. I'm not sure what the Raiders are all about, but a 31-0 win in the NFL is a 31-0 win. When you shut down any team. Mahomes is on fire. I'm starting to be a believer. I need to see a couple more games of them really looking like the Kansas City of old. We're spoiled. We've seen them at such a peak, so we're not sure if they're going to get there or not, but they are certainly trying to get there right now, and it's a little bit scary. Again, Mahomes, not only on fire, throwing 14 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and kind of just controlling the game. I don't know if you know this, he's the number 2 rusher on the team with 250 rushing yards behind Pacheco, who has 270. That needs to change a little bit. The running game in the second half of the year is going to be the key to all these teams. But, yeah, my number 5, KC, jumps into my Power 5 this week.
Yeah, at number 4, Kansas City's obviously higher in my list. At number 4, the Denver Broncos. They were about to, not make an appearance after their first 3 quarters against the Giants, who are a much improved team. They should not have been in that game. And the fact they were up 19 or 18-19 going to the fourth quarter and blew it. I mean, they found every which way. They took the Atlanta Falcons playbook when they're up against the Patriots, where it's like, hey, I don't know, maybe just run the ball. You're up. You got Scattaboo in the background, backfield. It's like, let's slow this down a little bit. But even so, they lose the momentum. They lose the lead. Jackson Dart takes them right back down the field.
Yeah.
They take the lead with a touchdown with under
exactly.
And their kicker misses an extra point. It's the year special teams all over the place. And so it should have at least been a tie. But the Giants defense, come on, you got to get a stop. Don't let them get in field goal range, but you got to make the extra point. But it shouldn't have been that close in the first place. Everything that could go wrong went wrong in that game. But Denver, teams that are good find a way to win, and their defense didn't look good for most of that game, but we know they have a good defense. Bo Nix, I think, is a very competent quarterback. Obviously, you have Sean Payton, and so I think they have the recipe for a deep run in the playoffs. So I'm at number 4.
Yeah, and Bo Nix really came through. I wasn't watching the game. I wasn't on here or whatever, but I was, obviously on ESPN checking it out. And I was making a few little bets, in-game bets. And I saw they were making a comeback, and just seeing Bo Nix, the way he's been playing this year, I said, man, he's going to score a touchdown. He'll do whatever it takes to get a touchdown. He ended up getting me 2 touchdowns that he scored and won me a little over $100 on Sunday. So I was quite pleased with Bo. But I'm not a Sean Payton fan, but them scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter, my God, that was absolutely incredible. And the Giants coaching staff, I hope they're meeting this week, because I think that's a lot of coaching going on when you give up 33 points, after 19. My number 4 is the San Francisco 49ers, and I had them at number 4 last week. They just keep winning. They got a backup quarterback. Mac Jones is doing a great job. They got all kinds of injuries happening. McCaffrey is healthy. Boy, is that a key for them. I hope he stays healthy, because he is fun to watch. Kittle is back, and they just looked really good. But the key to that team, I finally realized, I was talking to a buddy of mine, when I said San Francisco, man, they're 5-2. They're playing good with all these injuries. Coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, this Kyle Shanahan, I think, is one of the best coaches in the NFL, and he's got San Francisco right in the nick of things here. And let's see what they do. And when Purdy comes back, who knows what can happen. So they're my number 4 this week.
All right. At number 3 for me, I have the Detroit Lions. The Lions, they had a good game against Tampa Bay. Seeing Mike Evans get hurt and out for the season, that's a rough. It didn't look like a normal fall, but when he let go of the ball, something's wrong. They're just so tough. We know what's up with them. They got a great quarterback that doesn't typically make mistakes. Every once in a while have a really bad game, but usually doesn't make mistakes. In Jared Goff, Jamar Gibbs is a beast. Their St. Brown's amazing. And Hutchinson, their defense, forced multiple turnovers last night and held a strong Tampa Bay offense to, I think their lowest output of the season, I believe. So I really like Detroit. And if Detroit can get home field, they're going to be and stay healthy. They're going to be to me, the team to beat in the NFC.
Yeah. My number 3 are the Philadelphia Eagles, who, if you remember, I dropped them out of my top 5 last week. Let me just let a big smile on my face, man. Jalen Hurts threw a perfect game on Sunday. The bet, the rating, what is it? 158.6. You can't get any better than that. 19 for 22, 326, 3 touchdowns. A.J. Brown, 100-plus yards. Devontae Smith, 100-plus yards. 2 touchdowns for A.J., another one for Devontae. They look good. Okay, that was nice. There are a lot of passing yards and this and that, but I want them at number 3. But Saquon had 44 yards on 18 carries. They had a total of 50 yards rushing. Okay, this is not Philadelphia Eagle football. No. Jalen, in the last 3 games, they're doing something that we don't know. He usually gets 5-6 runs in for 30, 35 yards. His last 3 games, he has gained 6 yards and has only carried it twice. Something's a little, are they saving them or I don't know, but for them,
it has to be right. That has to be an emphasis. Like, don't run the ball. Because you don't go from, like you said, 5-6 times a game to none. Basically, I mean, that's.
I know.
Yeah.
No, something's going on there. But I did like the way they played. The defense looked much better. They played against a very good defense in Minnesota. It was at Minnesota, and they had a nice win and 28 points after those 2 straight losses. So the Eagles jumped back in my top 5. They're at number 3, and I'm feeling good. They're moving on up. And before you go on to your number 2, let's do our title sponsor.
We got our title sponsor. He's great. He's on last week. Former pro football player Jeremy Phillips with Elite Performance Chiropractic. He is the chiropractor there. He is also the owner, 2 locations, Greensboro and Winston-Salem. They have social media, Elite Performance Chiropractic website, and also they're like the go-to place for athletes in this area, but also for anyone that needs to get chiropractic services. They'll get you better than ever with state-of-the-art technology. Elite Performance Chiropractic, they're great. All right, number 2. I don't have the Eagles in the top 5.
Okay.
Mine's a wait and see. I won't be. They will be back there if they continue the way they played against Minnesota. Although I think Minnesota's like, why did we let Sam Darnold out the door? Mistake. So at number 2, I have the Indianapolis Colts, the most disrespected team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
6-1. They can run the ball. No one's talking about Taylor. You mentioned that last week. The rebirth of Daniel Jones, who I didn't even know was on the Colts in offseason. I thought he was with Minnesota. And you're like, no, he's with the Colts. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. And they just keep winning. And they really should be 7-0. They really one play away from being 7-0. This team is solid. You don't want to play them. They make you play their style of football. And I think they can do low scoring, high scoring, or they'll just straight out blow you out. And they have a very good underrated defense. I can't name one player on their defense. They're the no-name defense of this for this season. But the Colts are impressive, and they're going to walk away with their division. They're going to get home field advantage if they keep this up. And they're the surprise team that literally no one outside of Indianapolis is talking about. It's like, oh, yeah, Daniel Jones. It's all about Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, Jaden Daniels getting hurt, all the different things, but like nothing about the Colts. But the Colts are at number 2.
That's a good one. Mine, Detroit Lions, number 2. They played very well yesterday. They're just very tough. I was expecting a big shootout against Tampa Bay. I was kind of hoping for a shootout. I wanted like a 42-35 game, but we just didn't get it because Detroit's defense is with a bunch of reserves in that the defensive backfield. They were tough, and they were in on my man Baker all game long.
Yeah.
But their defense looked great. And, of course, Jared Goff does Jared Goff things, but it's their running attack, man. Jahmyr Gibbs was just spectacular yesterday. And then, with him and David Montgomery, that 2-headed monster, they have combined, 900 yards and 10 touchdowns right now after 7 games. They're 6-1. It's that running attack. Detroit has all the parts to really win the Super Bowl this year. But I mentioned Jared Goff doing what he does, and that running game just stellar. 900 yards, 10 touchdowns as a tandem. And it reminds me of the Eagles last year when we had the one guy doing that. So they got to have a running game. Detroit has a running game and a passing game and a defense. They're my number 2. They look fantastic, and they are moving up in a hurry here.
Yeah, no, like I said, I had Detroit up there in top 3, but I like them a lot. At number 1 for the second week in a row, the Kansas City Chiefs are currently, as a healthy squad, the best team in the NFL. Nobody wants to play them. The Raiders are not good, but they're not that bad to be blanked. By the way, I heard during the broadcast, that's the first time an Andy Reid team has ever shut out a team. I was shocked by that. With all those great defensive coordinators and historic career, for some reason they've always given 3 points, at least 3 points. And so they shut down the Raiders. Yes. But, total domination. Patrick Mahomes didn't even play in the fourth quarter. I mean, this is a division rival, and you're blowing them out so bad. You're not even playing in the fourth quarter. I was very happy about that. We're going to the Kansas City Chiefs game for the first time ever. Monday Night Football against Washington. I was like, please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Travis Kelce, please don't get hurt. So when they took them out, I'm like, thank goodness. But he spread the ball around to 9 different receivers, Patrick Mahomes did. Kelce doesn't have to carry the load at his age, and so he can get his 5, 6, 7, 8 catches and moving the chains. I agree with you, and I know we mentioned it last week. Mahomes cannot be running the ball that much, or this team will be sidelined because he's going to get hurt. He's probably the best at picking his spots, but he's taking some unnecessary hits where I'm like, dude, why aren't you sliding? This is like game 7. You can't be, taking these hits. But Andy Reid's a genius. They've rebuilt that offensive line again. They've rebuilt their defense. Has just been solid pretty much since he's been there. And it's been said that they went from like the most last year, I think their wide receivers were dead last in separation. And now, I mean, they've just got weapon after weapon after weapon. And Rashee Rice comes back, 2 touchdowns right away. Yep. This team is scary. I would never have a number 1 team as 4-3. I'm where they are right now. There's nobody that's as good as the Chiefs right now.
Well, they're tied with the Panthers at 4-3.
So. Okay, unnecessary.
And let's give kudos to the Panthers, man. They're 4-3. This is great, man. We're Carolina guys. You gotta love the home team.
I do like that. Yeah,
and they're fun to watch. Hopefully, Bryce is okay. Am I hearing? What was it? Hamstring? Or no? High ankle sprain.
Yeah.
So he's very questionable for the next game, but then he should be okay on the second game, I guess, coming back. But yeah, no, that's been fun to watch. But yeah, 4-3 team as your number 1 sounds like that household really likes those Kansas City Chiefs. But I am jealous, man. That sounds like one hell of a Monday night for you and your son next week.
It's going to be awesome. Daniels may not play, but it's all about Mahomes and Kelce and Taylor Swift and Andy Reid and it's all about my son. I'm a Commanders fan. I want the Commanders to win, but at this instance, this is the only time I don't want them to win. I want my son to enjoy this experience. I feel fortunate that I can do this, and shout out to Affirm or Klarna where you can pay overtime for different things. Anyway, I can pay for it now or 12 monthly installments. Anyway,
I love it. No, you're a good dad, man. That's
I appreciate
awesome.
You are too.
Enjoy the hell out of that. That's fantastic. And the atmosphere you're going to be, in Kansas City. Oh man, that's good stuff. My number 1 is the Indianapolis Colts, and you and I both took a little beating on Facebook with a couple of the comments saying, "Oh, you guys don't know anything. The Colts haven't beat anybody. This and that." You know what? We love the comments. Keep it negative comments, good comments. That's all we want. We appreciate it. But the Colts are real, man. They are definitely real. Daniel Jones, like you said, is just having a rebirth here, man. And I'm kind of happy for him. But the key to that team is the same key that Detroit has. Jonathan Taylor. They have that running game, to go along with a nice passing game and a good defense. They just remind me of what Detroit and Indianapolis remind me of what the Eagles did last year to dominate all the way to the Super Bowl. And they're doing it right now. It's only week 7. We'll see what happens. But Indianapolis has outscored their opponents by 92 points.
Wow. Okay.
It's the NFL, man. I mean, that is, I don't care who you play. That's the second closest to that is Detroit at plus 64. So, I mean, you're talking a 30-point difference there. Right. Indianapolis, my numero uno team in the Power 5 this week.
Wow. Good list. I like that you're giving the Colts their due because they deserve it. All right. Our other sponsors, Johnny O.
Yep. And, let's at least mention this. A couple honorable mentions, and I think you might agree on these, not in the 5. The Rams are a hell of a football team. Green Bay is playing well.
Yeah.
Denver, like you mentioned, my gosh, there's something else. And I got to say, the New England Patriots could possibly jump in the Power 5 if they continue to play football like they've been playing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
So, all right. Well, our other sponsors, Brian, my man Brian over at Estate Jewelry and Loan. He's got something old, something new. Estate Jewelry has a great selection of new and estate jewelry that you can really find a nice, unique piece for any occasion. Go check out his showroom over on Battleground Ave. You can also go online at estatejewelryloan.com. Again, a couple weeks ago, I was in his showroom. Some lady brought in this little piece of gold, and she walked out of there with a $3,600 in cash. To be honest with you, $3,600 bills, and boy, she walked by me and went out that exit door feeling good. But yeah, go check him out. He'll take good care of you. Salsarita's Fresh Mexican Grill, located in High Point at the Palladium and in Greensboro in the Target Shopping Center on New Garden Road. He's Miguel, check him out over there. He's got a food truck, catering, daily specials, and check out their menu on salsaritas.com. My insurance guy, Shank and Torrance Insurance, they're taking care of me and they're taking care of my son, Lucas. He got in an accident last Friday evening. He's totally fine, but his car was totaled. But Shank and Torrance Insurance is taking care of all that situation. Brian Torrance specializes in personal insurance, including auto, homeowners, and life insurance. Call him at 336-310-1320 for all your insurance needs. And just another, tee it up indoors. Stop over there on Battleground Ave. Tell them we sent you. Jared and Johnny O sent you over there. Go on one of the 100,000 golf courses you can play over there. Tell Davis that we sent you, and he'll give you 30 free minutes.
Excellent. All right, let's do our top 3 NFL candidates, NFL MVP candidates, I should say. I think the list, I think you'll see, well, I don't know what you have, but probably a lot of familiar faces just over the years, but maybe not at the beginning of the year that maybe some of us thought. And a lot of that could be with injuries. But for me, one of them, or you can go first. Sorry, Johnny, you should go first.
All right, and in no order here. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
there's a lot of
I'll just say this, and then we can have a discussion about it. Dak is not in my top 3 because their team is 3-3-1. Show me some wins and show me that you're up in the standings. But he's putting up some good numbers. But I got Matthew Stafford, who's doing a hell of a job for the Rams. 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes is right there now. 1,800 yards, 14 TDs, 2 interceptions, 250 yards rushing. I mean, he's doing it all. And my third was a little combination. Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor are co-MVPs right now for Indianapolis. I can't pick one or the other. But, you hate to pick one over the other because they need them both. But right now, those are my 3 that, if the season ended today, you would have to, those would be in my top 3. And if it did absolutely end today, I would go with your boy, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, because he's doing so much for that team.
Absolutely. We rarely agree on everything. That's my exact 3.
Is that right?
Jones, I mean, I didn't do the combo thing, but Daniel Jones, Mahomes, and Stafford. I mean, that's and I think going to the season, people were like, oh, the Chiefs may not be, last year, even though they went to Super Bowl. There was some talk, after the first 2 games, like definitely not, but you turned that around. Stafford, they were worried about his back the whole offseason. They talked about maybe trading him or if he's going to retire. And here he is having a great season. And Daniel Jones, nobody had that. That's incredible. Yeah. That's the best story, although no one wants to really talk about it. But Mahomes for sure right now. If the season ends today, he'd be the MVP. However, dark horse, Drake May.
Yep.
Drake May is putting up like historic completion percentage numbers. He's completed over 90% of his passes in their last game. It's the highest ever. They had a little guy named Tom Brady there for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's for one game. He's top 5, and I think in every major statistical category in the NFL. And that was supposed to be this is supposed to be a rebuild season, and they're going to, if they keep, they're going to win. They could win their division with the Buffalo falling off a little bit. We'll see. But Drake May is my dark horse. If he continues and they keep winning, I think you'll hear some buzz about it. But Mahomes for sure, and I know people want to hear that. But yeah,
great one on Drake May. I mean, I just watching him. It looks like he's been quarterbacking for 5 or 6 years in the NFL. He looks so comfortable back there, and he does so much. And he, I'm not, when he was with Carolina, we knew he was going to be a hell of an NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
he was built to be this. And this soon, with a rebuilding team, I didn't think so, but he has proven he's special, and he another couple of years he might be the top quarterback in the league.
Yeah, so we can stay healthy for sure. All right, let's go to the World Series. This is your expertise, Johnny. Tell us what you think.
I think it's going to be a great series. First of all, the baseball playoffs to this point have been just spectacular. I mean, with the pitch clock now and the flow of the games and all that. I mean, it's just so much more fun to watch now, and so many weird, crazy things happen in baseball, and they've been happening in the playoffs. I think the 2 best teams are playing. They've been kind of there all year long. Toronto has had a hell of a year. And right now, they beat Seattle. That was a toss-up. That went to Game 7. But Toronto's got this Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who his dad used to play many, many years ago, and he was one hell of a player. This guy is on fire. 6 home runs. He's 19 for 43 batting in the playoffs. Ernie Clement. These are names that you don't even know. Ernie Clement is on fire. George Springer is actually a well-known guy because he played for the Houston Astros during their run to the World Series like 3 or 4 years. He hit that 3-run homer last night in Game 7 that are just so memorable. You hit that home run. Oh, here's a question for you. I'm going to go off key a little bit. And I think I probably know your answer, but I think my answer would be, okay, would you rather hit a walk-off home run, okay, in the 7th inning, in the bottom of the 9th inning of the World Series, walk-off home run, okay, where you got to run around the bases and it's all you, man, it's all you, or hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer and win the NBA Finals?
That's a good one. I'd have to go. Well, that's a tough one, but and it's like Game 7 NBA Finals. You hit a game.
Yeah. I mean,
I have to go with that one. It's close though. I love basketball a little bit more than baseball. So, but man, both would be incredible.
Oh no, I just think of the crack of the bat and the home run going over the fence, and that guy that you get to run around the bases, you get to take your time, you touch all the bags, you're pointing the fans, you got it all, and then your whole teammate, they're all waiting for you at home plate, and you just won the World Series. I'm getting the chills just thinking about it, man. But you're right. Hitting a 3-pointer at the buzzer is about the same, but they kind of go together. But I would take that walk-off home run. So anyway, Toronto playing. Who's that team from LA? The LA Dodgers, man. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, 3 guys hard to match up against. Shohei with that, whatever he did last week was Little League like, hits 3 home runs, pitches 6 shutout innings. He's, leads off the game with a home run and then goes out and strikes out 3 batters in that first inning. I mean, all this stuff has never happened before. We are seeing Babe Ruth didn't even do it. And, we didn't even know who Babe Ruth was, I mean, it was so long ago. But we're seeing a guy that is just doing some special, special things. So my take on it is it's a great matchup. I can't believe it's LA down here way, and then you got to go to Toronto back and forth. It's going to be quite a World Series. but LA has much more pitching. I think they got, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, and then that guy Ohtani comes in and pitches too. And they got this other guy, Yamamoto. Their pitching is way too strong. The LA Dodgers will win it, but I'm kind of hoping to at least go 6 games.
Okay, so you expect that. Yeah. Anyway, and Toronto, the first World Series since '93. I remember being a 13-year-old watching them, I think, beat my Braves at the time, but they went back-to-back, I believe. But
and that's when Joe Carter hit a walk-off.
Yes, he did.
Home run to win the World Series.
Yeah. And that's when the Braves, I think, arguably had the best pitching staff in the history of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, you're right.
3 or 4 Cy Young winners on that squad for years, and manager Bobby Cox, with all his accolades for years. But yeah, I think Shohei Ohtani, I mean, you've got the best player in baseball and the biggest event in baseball. It's good for baseball. He hasn't quite, I think it's the language barrier. If he was, he went to USC or he just went straight, if he was Bryce Harper, if Bryce Harper was doing what Shohei Ohtani was doing, he'd be one of the biggest stars in all sports. But man, he is so fun. And that's just the way it is. I mean, it'd be the same if, went to another country and the language barrier is just, but gosh, he is box office as far as just like when the 6 shutout innings is great enough as it is. Then 3 home runs, it's like this guy is just, and he just seems humble about it. He just bam, bam, bam. He just does his thing.
And one of the home runs completely went out of the stadium.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense. That's all in one game. In one game he did this.
If this was a movie, no one would believe it. No one would believe it. But
making movies.
He's doing both of these things. Okay, sure. I mean, I know Babe Ruth did similar, pitched and hit back in the day, but nothing like this is insane.
And that's what makes it even more special. You never hear from him because he doesn't speak English, and you want to hear from him, but man, he's doing the talking with the bat in his arm.
Yes, he is.
So that's
well, Johnny, stuff. I know you're a busy man. You got to go collect some money and selling and doing all your things. And but great episode. I like to see your insight on baseball. That's your strength, and it's not mine, but I think you nailed it. That sounds right. That the Dodgers in 6 at the most, but it should be a good series. And all right, and then subscribe to us on all the social media platforms, all the streaming platforms. If you want to advertise, just send us a message on any of these streaming platforms or on all social media platforms. And we got some awesome things for you as far as that's concerned. But yeah, until next time.
All right, until next week.
We're talking the overtime play. The big stories, the big plays, the big drama.